Hey guys! So, I did a couple videos of the dollhouse. Got fantastic response. You guys are very encouraging, very smart, and you had a lot of suggestions that are very, very helpful. And speaking of, I got this comment that made me go down a huge rabbit hole. Very interesting rabbit hole. And I think you guys will like this. Let's find the history of the dollhouse. See you there. All right, the history. Whew. I searched one thing and it found another thing and another thing and another thing, to the point I had to make notes. I never make notes. I always wing it. You guys know that. So, first, did you know that this is based on a real house? Yeah, it was. So, in Visalia, California, I hope I said that right, there's a house, or I should say there was a house that looked exactly like our little dollhouse here. And the history that I found on it goes way, way back. Oh, okay then. So this is Hilliard House. Looks a little familiar, huh? It was built in 1904 by a guy named Lorenzo Hilliard. Go figure, Hilliard House. Yeah. This house had 9 rooms and was on about a 240-acre plot. Quite a bit. So a lot of land back in the day. Well, a lot of land now, right? So basically, just to give you the cliff notes of the history, because there's a whole lot of it. The Hilliards, they immigrated from Pennsylvania. Before that, I couldn't find where they came from before that. But basically, they went all the way across the U.S., covered wagon and everything those days, and they went to California. This is the original Hilliards. They built a little cabin. They had some troubles with the locals. There's a whole thing there. And if you're really interested, I will link all this, all the articles that I looked up and things like that in the description, because it is interesting. It is history, and it's a very American history. And then the original cabin, it became the courthouse. So they started the town. So Hilliards are a very big deal in Visalia. Very big deal. Down the line, so Lorenzo came along. He's the son of the originals, right? The originals. And he decided he's going to buy a 240-acre plot of land in this area, and he's going to build a magnificent house. He used all the redwoods that was in that area. If you've ever been in California, the redwoods are huge and they're beautiful, but he used those to build this house, right? And it was like the most extravagant house there. 9 bedrooms. Did I say that? Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. So this cost to build, I thought this was an interesting fun fact, about $1,300 to build. And this is in 1904. 1904, and then out of curiosity, I was like, is that a lot of money? I mean, it's not a lot right now, but to convert it into our times, it's about $42,000, give or take. Still not bad to build this house. So you got a deal there. I'm sure there's a little shenanigans there. But fast forward a little bit, and Lorenzo had a couple kids. He had a wife, obviously, things like that. And it stayed pretty much in the family the entire time. So Effie, the daughter, I love that name by the way, Effie, she stayed in the house the whole entire time, pretty much. Well, she had a family of her own, so she had her last name changed when she was married, and that became the Stowbridge House. So you'll probably see it, if you look in the history, it's either the Hilliard House or the Stowbridge House. It ended as the Stowbridge House because that was her family's house. She lived there until she was about 92. So, and then unfortunately, one day she decided she needed to warm up her little robes and go by the fire because she still has the old-fashioned stoves and everything. It caught on fire. She tried to douse it out in the sink and everything. She's 92, keep in mind. Probably didn't move that quick. And the house is 1 billion years old. In the hot California sun, it went like quick. I mean, I had to search because I was really concerned, but Effie did get out. A passerby went in and rescued her, and they tried to put it out with a garden hose. It's gone. It's gone. So sadly, it is not there for anybody to go and see. So yeah. I also checked because I always find these things interesting. When they did I think they had insurance or something, but the estimated value of all the damages was over $300,000. So just imagine you built a house way back when, in the dawn of time of America, right? For about $1,300, gets burnt down. It happens. It's an accident. And it was worth about $300,000. That was in the 80s, 82. So, oh, I guess we're jumping in time again. So, that was the real house. How does the dollhouse come into play, right? All right. Well, we'll back up a little bit around the end of the 70s, early 80s, and we got a local Visalia resident, and he's a woodworker. He's very talented. He runs classes, he does tables, chairs, that kind of thing. And that's Howard Hill. Howard Hill is the man. So he drove past this house a lot, and he's like, you know what, that would make a great project. We should try, I wonder if we can recreate that smaller, and I can include my class, and it'll be great. Sounds fantastic. I would have signed up for it. So him, his wife, and about 16 other students, they created this. It took a little while, and they were very proud of it. So they went to equivalent to, like one of our gift shows or craft shows, or an expo kind of thing. But it was the San Francisco gift show. And this was 1979, way back when. And he was showing off his usual wares, the cups, the bowls and things. But what people really, really, really liked was that dollhouse. He put it up front and center. They were like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I know this house, that kind of thing. He got great response. So what did he do? He was way more ambitious than I was, or am. And he goes home after the show. He writes up a detailed instruction book with pictures and everything, and he publishes it within 2 weeks of leaving that gift show. That's where we get the dollhouse. So many, many people loved it. It was on the cover of the Miniature Gazette. It was a huge hit. Unfortunately, the plans only was available for about 4 years, so it kind of fell off the catalog about 1984 thereabouts. But that's okay, because we still have dollhouses around everywhere, and people are still building them too. Now, just a little bit of a bonus content. That was the Visalian dollhouse and the history of it. But after that, another company came along that builded or made instruction books for dollhouses. Back in the day, they didn't really have kits. They more gave you the instructions of how to make it, which is great. I still have books from way back when of how to make stuff all over the place. I should dabble into some of the old ones. But this new company, they came along and they got permission to base their newest dollhouse off of the Hilliard House, or yeah, the Visalian dollhouse. And they're like, sure, but they changed it just a little bit. So, and then they created the Seaside Villa. Very similar, but a little bit different, you'll see. So, the big debate whenever we find, oh, that's a Visalian dollhouse. No, maybe it's a Seaside Villa. Maybe it's a Visalian. Maybe it's a Seaside. So, let's take a look. What do we have? So from what I could find, these are the differences between the two. So the Visalian has bay windows. The Seaside Villa has just regular windows down here. The Visalian does not have a window at the top. The Seaside Villa does. So, and then there was a couple things. I did notice that the original plans did have a chimney. It was right around there. So that's interesting because I did want to put a fireplace in this. So now I know where the fireplace is supposed to go. And then there was debate of how peaked this roof is. So the Seaside Villa is not as pointy, is the best thing I can say. And then they were saying the Seaside Villa had more Victorian doors. Now, from what I do know about this particular dollhouse is there was some modifications done. And that's what you do. You build your house and you make it how you want it. So it is slightly different from the original plans. It's a little bigger. There's no chimney, things like that. But from what I could figure out, this is based on the Visalian plans, which is fantastic because as you saw before, it's got a huge history. It's very, very interesting. So now that we know the history, what do we do with that? I don't know. I think it's cool because it doesn't affect how we build it, because from what I can see, everyone who has this one or the Seaside Villa, which is very cute too, they just do whatever they want. And that's what you're supposed to do with a dollhouse, right? You're not supposed to make it historically accurate. You certainly could. And actually, the original Visalian dollhouse is still on display in a museum down there. So, and I'm going to have to definitely make a pilgrimage and see it and see the area, because I would love to see the original. It's got to be so cool. But I hope you found this interesting. And like I said before, I'm going to put all the links that I found a lot of this information in this description below, because there's a lot of history there. And if you any history buffs out there, I mean, it's not all great, but what history isn't, right? And you can read up and go down your own rabbit hole. Very interesting. But anyway, so if you like this kind of stuff, and I am going to, the next one is definitely going to be lighting. I'm slowly working on it. You can't see the behind the scenes yet. It takes a while. And any of you guys that work on dollhouses know it's a lot of work. And this is not going to be a, I will do it in a week and it's done kind of project. This will take ages. And then once we're done, we'll probably change it again, right? So if you like that kind of thing, and I don't just do dollhouses, I also do miniatures, and then we dabble in some just fun crafts on the side too, because that's how we crafters do. And please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And did you know that I've had a question of how can I support you? I feel weird asking, but you definitely could. If you like, I'm not forcing you at all, but one great way is there's a little join button down there. And if you click on that join button, it's only $1.99 a month. You could do it for 1 month, you can do it for 2 months, you could do it forever. It doesn't matter. There's no contracts or anything like that, but that definitely supports me, helps me buy some more popsicle sticks or something. It definitely helps and encourages me. The second way is you can click the super thanks, I think it's called. If you click on that, and I believe it starts at, you can put any denomination you want. Anything or nothing is hugely appreciated. I always feel weird asking for stuff, but you know, these things cost money, right? And if you don't do anything, I don't hold it against you at all. The best thing you could do for me, honestly, is hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and put a comment in there. You know, even if it's just a, yeah. That is huge to me personally. So all that stuff aside, I will see you in the next video, and I think I'm getting really encouraged to work on the dollhouse for a long stint here. So if you don't mind, the next one we'll probably do some lighting and things like that. We're going to add some porch lights and get the wiring done and doing some planning. We'll get it defined down and maybe a timeline. So stuff to look forward to. And, you know, part of that comment, I'm rambling, I know. Part of the commenting down there, put in there what you would like to see next. I take suggestions and I read everything. So you guys are great, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.